Hello and welcome back to Bible and Games, the only place on the internet where you can get your daily dose of Bible reading and your video game fix all at the same time. Today we are in the book of Genesis chapter 7, where we'll be reading about the Great Flood, God's first judgment of the earth, of mankind and the earth by flood, by water. And we, of course, are still in Super Mario Bros. 3, World 7, and it looks like we're going to be going to Level 3. So, as you might have noticed, it's been probably, it looks like about a month and a half. I think it was around Thanksgiving, or before Thanksgiving of this year, 2020, that I uploaded a new video. So, shame on me, I've also been kind of not reading my Bible study, as in I have not been doing this every night with you. And that's something that happens when we get behind in our Bible reading, our Bible study. You just, you don't let that discourage you and keep you down. Same way with our prayer life. You just gotta, pick it back up and just start like nothing had happened. Because, God looks at our life as Christians, and He doesn't see our old selves, our old sinful man or woman that we are, but He looks and He sees Christ's righteousness, in that He paid the price for us. And of course that doesn't give us a license to sin. On the contrary, if you love somebody like we love God as Christians, you want to do everything you can to please them, to love them, to keep their commandments. Same way if you're in a marriage relationship with your spouse. If you love the other person, you want to do everything you can to show that you love them, and you show that you love them by doing works. You show it by action, by listening to their wants, their needs, their dreams, their desires. In the same way with God, we listen, we love Him by listening and obeying His commands. So, I'm sorry that was a little bit long there, but to get right into it. But as you also might know, and I want to point this out, the election of 2020, the presidential election, has taken place in this time frame that I have taken a little break here. And anybody who's been watching or keeping track, or anybody who may be watching this years later, will know exactly how crazy and convoluted and phony the election was in 2020. And what a crazy year overall the year 2020 has been, with the COVID-19 pandemic and our reaction as a country, our reaction to it, which has, in my view, in my opinion, hasn't been the best responsible reaction, the way we have handled it. In the way that we've destroyed our economy and shutting restaurants and businesses down, and this will go down in history, and historians, if time stands, 100 years from now, will look back and be fascinated by what happened in the year 2020. So let's get right on into it. Let's just go ahead and play a couple levels. I think that's how we've been doing this. Oh no, I just lost the start. How in the world did I miss that? That would have been really great to have, because I could have kept it going. You know what? Oh, there we go. We're just going to start the level over again. That was annoying. Let's do it right. This time, crazy star bouncing away from me. Here we go. There it is. There's the other one. think you can keep this going if I can make it to the next block in time. No! I didn't make it in time. Because there would have been a star in that block. Oh no! Oh no! I guess I can't go sliding down with the spiky guys, the spiny guys there, like that, like you can with the turtles or the Goombas. See, you can just slide down with the turtles and knock them out of your way. Let's get the right block this time. Now we won't have to worry about you. There we go. I got that. Keep this thing going. What's this? I like how when you get a star power up, Mario kind of he doesn't jump normally. He jumps like he's curled up into a ball. Whoa! Oh no! Okay, third time. We'll get through this eventually. That star going. Probably quicker if I actually just run down that. Here we go. We're just going to concentrate here. I'm gonna make it. Get these coins. The silver coins, I don't think they actually... You know, let's get rid of you. There we go. He'll come back right away here, probably. Yep, there he is. Alright, no more messing around. Nothing at the end to try to cause me to die right at the end. Great. Got a mushroom. And a card game matchup. Let's go ahead and do it. And I forgot to check to see where I am in my inventory. So let's go with that one. That wasn't right. Star, I have no idea. Here? Nope. Well, I know where the fire flowers are now. Power-ups next time. Let's go ahead and do this. The tiny little Mario standing there, and Toad's so giant when I'm in my shrunken form. My not Super Mario form. Of course. Curse you, card game! Where am I in the inventory here? Okay. Let's go ahead and start in chapter 7 in the book of Genesis. Then the Lord said to Noah, "Come into the ark, you and your household, because I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation." And just to do a little recap here quick, hopefully not take up too much time. Chapter 6, we read about the wickedness and judgment of man. God goes on to talk about how fed up he is with the world, and displeased he is, and disappointed with mankind. And again, this is like less than 2,000 years, roughly about 1700 years after the creation of the earth and the creation of man and woman. And in that amount of time, which, you know, time is nothing to God. God is not measured on a time scale as we know time, but, you know, for us, thousands, you know, almost 2,000 years, hundreds of years, that's a long time. But, you know, in the big scheme of things, where we are, the world being about 10,000 or less than 10,000 years old, to the point that we are right now in the year 2020, or actually sorry, year 2021. I'm recording this on actually New Year's Day. It's January 1st, 2021. In about 1600 years, 1700 years, God is already fed up with mankind and wants to destroy basically everything. Destroy man, wipe him off the face of the earth, and basically start over clean. And he starts over clean with only one man, Noah, who was righteous before God. And it doesn't even really say his kids, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, were righteous, or his wife even. It just says Noah. So, God tells him to prepare the ark, and he gives him instructions on how to prepare the ark. They come down from heaven. Imagine that. I always found that fascinating, the fact that God himself basically told Noah how to build the ark, that with his knowledge that he had back then, and the tools he had available, which it doesn't really go into the details of how he did it or what tools he used, just that God told him how big to make it. So God knew exactly how much room it needed to be, and how big, the shape, the size it needed to be in order to stay afloat. And it didn't need to go anywhere, mind you. All it needed to do was float and keep everybody in it safe from drowning, from dying, basically, was it. So an ark, it was a perfect shape to float, just that, basically like a very large barge, if we look at it in today's terms. I have seen that you are righteous before me, talking to Noah, in this generation. You shall take with you 7 of each and every clean animal, a male and his female, 2 each of animals that are unclean, a male and his female, also 7 each of birds of the air, male and female, to keep the species alive on the face of all the earth. For after 7 more days, I will cause it to rain on the earth. 40 days and 40 nights. So in 7 more days from this moment that God's talking to Noah, it will rain for 40 days and 40 nights. And I will destroy from the face of the earth all living things that I have made. And Noah did according to all that the Lord commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the floodwaters were on the earth. 600 years old. Wow. I can't even imagine. I mean, like I've talked about before, it's hard to imagine. Let's do level 4. It's hard to imagine living to be 600 years old, and the oldest man in the Bible, of course, we read about a couple episodes ago, was close to 1,000 years old. A 1,000 years old, 990 something years old, I believe. Alright. This level's already getting things are getting hairy here. I really should have used a fire power-up. Would have been great in this world, on this level. Especially to get rid of that guy who's going to follow me. No! Get away! Oh, he's retreating. He's not coming in here. Oh no, but we have Big Bertha here. And there's a fish that she's eating. So just in case she couldn't reach me from the little bounding box that she goes in, there's a fish that pops out to try to get me too. Now the squid things, they're the most annoying. These fish here. I better get up through here. Quick, because somebody got stuck back there. They didn't. These fish look like they have hair on their heads. I think they do. I think that's what that's supposed to be. They look kind of funny. And I've actually not seen these fish before at any other level, honestly. We'll leave that last coin. Just one coin. And another mushroom. I know if you run, like I've said many times, you get a star at the end. Otherwise, I really don't know the trick to getting any of the others. Mushroom. Or if there is any trick. So verse 7. So Noah with his sons, his wife and his sons' wives, went into the ark because of the waters of the flood. So his sons, of course, he had 3 sons. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. His wife, of course, and his sons all had their wives. Of clean animals, of animals that are unclean, of birds, and of everything that creeps on the earth, 2 by 2 they went into the ark to Noah, male and female, as God had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were on the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, on that day, all of the fountains of the great deep were broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened, and the rain was on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. Just end quote there. Just as the Bible had said, or God had spoken. It's interesting, you know. Of course, we get these little details in the Bible which we can't overlook. The details and the precision of how the record is kept. And if you look in the Old Testament, in Genesis, it really is truly it's a historical account of the creation, of the beginning of everything, creation of man, why we're here, who this God is, the God of the universe, the God. And we even get a little glimpse of his son Jesus in the beginning as well, when he said, "Let us make man in our image." So we get the details of Noah was 600 years old in the 600th year of Noah's life. And he even gives us the month. It's the 2nd month and the 17th day of the month. And I'm not going to go into it, but the months we would be looking at here. Let's see. It would have been, if we go by our current knowledge of the months, it would we'd be looking at February, the 17th day, so February 17th. But we would have to dig a little bit deeper here than where I'm going to go to see exactly how their months were, what calendar months and days exactly that they're using here. Then the Lord said to Noah, we're going back to verse 1, come into the ark, and Noah has just built the ark. It's sitting there, built, because I've seen that you are righteous before me in this generation. Imagine being the only righteous man left on earth. Imagine God as we know him now, because we have the whole Bible before us. We have the beginning, and we have the Old Testament, the New Testament. We also have Revelation. At this point in time, they didn't have the Bible that we have now. But knowing God and his great patience that he has with us, and getting to the point where God himself is even so fed up with the shenanigans of mankind on the earth, the wickedness, the pure evil thoughts of man's heart continually, was really saying something, and it makes you wonder, are we almost to that point today? Again, I mean, we must be getting close to that level of just everything being completely reprobate and godless. That only Noah was found to be righteous. And it's interesting. You should take up with you 7 of each of every clean animal, a male and his female. Of course, you need a male and a female for the species to go on after they get off the ark. So, we would see this bottleneck, and we do indeed see a bottleneck if you look. A bottleneck of the species. Of mankind, of course, too, because at this point, there's a bottleneck of mankind coming down to Noah and his sons and their wives, the 3, and we'll talk about that later. The different people groups that come from Shem, Ham, and Japheth. You know what? I remember this level. Darn it! I just lost my fire power up. I think this level is more of a maze kind of level. Is there anything in these? Let's stop you, man. I'm bouncing back and forth. What are you doing, turtle shell? Just stop it. Hope I didn't just need those. Let's see. I better get those so I can run through there later. And those. You know, there's these levels where most levels are linear in Mario 3. And ever so often you get these levels like this, where it's not so linear. I mean, it is linear, but there's a lot of, I guess, puzzle solving, kind of like, you know, these blocks here that you gotta get. If you don't get them, or create the blocks from underneath, you can't get through there. You'll just end up falling in the hole and you have to go back. See, there's one. And you gotta go find which pipe to go in. So this gives me a fire flower out of that deal. Coming out up there. Now we can backtrack. I guess it's fitting because this is the pipe world. I guess we're gonna get a feather now. So, my only option is those 2 pipes in the middle over here that I haven't gone through yet. And actually, I think it was this one that I was able to jump right out of. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, there was a block up there. Why didn't I get that? Because I can't go back up now. Let's see. Oh, I can make it. There we go. Oh yeah, I could have went through there. I could have run and then. Ah man, what was that all about? Got that guy, but he got me too. The bomb. Down here, what's down here? Okay, this is gonna be one where I gotta do this, yep. Create a pathway there. And come back up and go back down the other pipe. So that I can walk through there. I guess I gotta do this here too. Okay. Now it's just getting annoying. wow, 1 up. We'll take it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see if I can get a mushroom. Don't run. No! Fire flower. Let's just get 1 up. I think it would have been 2 if I got the mushroom. Matched all 3 of those up. Okay, so we're gonna end here. We're 25 minutes in. So, this is the Great Flood. This is an important historical event that is taking place here, and it's important that we remember this. And it's not just... It's important to remember, too, that it's not just some little fairy tale story that you read your kids bedtime stories at night. None of the Bible is a kid's bedtime story. Actually, some of it probably shouldn't be a kid's bedtime story. As you think about some of the bloody, gruesome details of what happens in the Old Testament. Actually, the flood, if you think about it, is one of those deathly, deadly, bloody details, as in everybody dies when the flood takes place. It's a judgment. It's a judgment on mankind. God basically saying we're going to destroy everyone and wipe every human being off the face of the earth. And his civilization, everything that he has made, crushed, literally crushed, pulverized by the weight of the water that would have covered the highest mountain at that time, or the highest hill, however high the highest mountain was at that time. Very catastrophic event. The earth was literally torn open. Fountains of the deep were broken up. And the water was on the earth for, let's see, no. It rained on the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and will destroy from the face of the earth all living things I have made. Who made them? God made them. Noah did according to all that God, the Lord, had commanded him. He was 600 years old, and he brought 2 of every kind, 7 of the 7 each of every clean animal, a male and his female. 2 of the animals that are unclean, a male and his female. Also 7 of the birds of the air, male and female. And of course, what did Noah not have to bring into the ark? You guessed it. If you guessed fish, the fish, all the critters in the ocean that swim, that get their oxygen through the water. They don't breathe air. Obviously, Noah did not need to bring them onto the ark. They would have been just fine in the abundance of the water, of the whole earth being from outer space. Would have looked like would have looked completely blue with no land at all appearing. Just think about that. So there was plenty of room on the ark for all the animals, the kinds of animals that Noah would have brought on the ark. And God knew exactly how big to make it so that all those animals that he told Noah to bring onto the ark, that he brought to Noah, that they would fit, and that Noah, his wife, his 3 sons and their wives would fit also. So that's it. We're going to end this episode here. Of course, I forgot to say it earlier, but remember to always read the Bible in context of the whole story. Don't take verses out of their proper context and lift them up to solely make it say something else. Everything should be understood literally as history and actually have happened, unless otherwise stated in Scripture somewhere else, and always compare Scripture with Scripture. In the next video will be in chapter 7 of Genesis. in verse 13. Of course, always, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified of new videos. I do this for me and for you so we can learn and grow together while reading through the Bible, and so feel free to get involved by posting your comments or anything you would like to add that pertains to the Bible or the game we are playing. Hope you have enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. God bless, and good night, and Happy New Year 2021.